I think we've all heard statistics about wealth concentration that are real macro, like how the richest 400 Americans control more wealth than the bottom 204 million Americans. But I don't always get so animated by those big numbers, because I think it's important to really, rather than that, and to debate whether it's ethical for people like the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world to be doing that well relative to everybody else. I don't know. I think it's a trap. I get more animated by the numbers that tell stories about individual people. For example, I read that 47% of Americans can't put together $400 for an unexpected expense, like in case of an emergency, right? That's a flat tire. Or missing a week of work because you got sick with the flu, right? $400. And to consider that many people in one of the richest countries in the world are confronting that level of chronic stress is really heartbreaking to me. You can go to Cleveland and find yourself in a poor area of town and go 8 miles down the road to one of the more wealthier suburbs. And the difference in lifespan between a person living in the poor community and the wealthier community might be 13 or 14 years. And that statistic bears out nationally as well. That's criminal. And think about the impact on families. Think about I remember when my grandparents died. Unfortunately, they lived a long life, and we were able to have their presence in our family and their leadership, and that made a big difference. Economically, it made a big difference. I mentioned, they supported Catholic school for me, and they were there at my wedding. That stabilization effect in my life alone, but consider on a macro level, like families losing other family members 13, 14 years earlier than they would have to otherwise, just because of economic reasons. Those are the stories that really continue to call me back to this work.